got a new toy. Gotta use it. This is the woman in the moon. Okay? I'm using it for this one called Examining Media for the Light Beings. That's us, of course. Because the moon is being used as a control station. And a lot of stuff is being beamed at us from there. So let's conquer what dragons remain. Here we go. This journal is from 7/9/2010, the 4th of that day. Mayan day was 5 seed or lizard. That's a neat word, lizard. Zzz. It's fun to say. Okay. Just having watched the 2012 movie, which is really not a movie at all, but rather a collage, a long collection of clips and of excerpts from individuals speaking on awareness and on 2012, I find myself rather disturbed. I was fine, more or less, until I got to the end. I'll explain. Overall, one would like to think that the bathing and basking in 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 17 seconds of video about enlightenment would be a blessing. One should just be able to relax in front of it, just enjoy, right? Is that what we think? Well, I admit I went into it with somewhat of that attitude. So guilty for me on that count. And that, not that it's guilt, my friends, just a turn of phrase. Okay, so as I'm watching this long movie, over 2 days, it was too long for one sitting, at least for me. Overall, it's pretty good, but not perfect. What is, right? I found any number of places where I mostly agree, but not really. I felt the leaning too often to the mind in place of the heart. This is especially clear at the ending. It's very plain. Make your decisions yourself, yes, but from the perspective of your mind. That's plainly said. Well, I was actually not quite stopped by that. I don't expect to hear pure truth from any one person. No one has a monopoly on it. It's in their vibration, not their words anyway. So, moving on. The movie was ending. I don't know how I'd be now if I didn't stay with it through all of the credits. At the end, the producer came on and gave his recommendations. Even that was fine. This is a person with a website, in5d.com, where he's gathered a great deal of wide-ranging info together. A library of sorts, and that's fine. It's a good resource. I've no problem with that. But then his recommendations for news ran. After advising us to stop watching television and reading newspapers, which I thoroughly agree with, he recommended a Huffington Post. I was stunned. That is no place of balance. The truth is not the main item there. It is clearly biased. So I was and am stunned. It makes me take a large pause, reevaluate the whole movie entirely. My system is on yellow alert now. It's detected something false, something fishy for sure. The dark side is so subtle, my friends. That's how they get us, you see. They're never, or very seldom, overt. Not until they're sure they've won. Then they're overt all day. But they haven't won here, so they're doing their typical dance. They lace the truth with a few lies. They know the truth pulls us in. No, they've got us that way. Then comes false innuendo. Little things you can't quite argue with. The little seeds they plant to have fruit of another kind than what we want to be growing within. Now, just to be sure and just to be fair, I went out to the Huffington Post website. I selected some news articles on some things I was reasonably informed about, had at least enough acquaintance to help me evaluate. What did I find? I found the serpent mind in action. The mind in the hands of a dark force is a terrible and wily weapon they use. And they've got you. Once you enter that ground and begin to defend or disagree with what's said, they've got you. Their territory is mined. You can't win, not that way. Don't go to the enemy's strength, my friend. Unless, of course, you are truly called to do that. And I'm all for doing what you are truly heart called to do. I don't care what it is. But otherwise, have some discretion, some discernment. Realize that discretion is the better part of valor, and just don't go there. It's foolish and unnecessary. You see, I ask you, what's to be gained? What can you possibly gain there? What is in it for you? Anything? Anything that you want? Then why go there? Why play with fire with dynamite anyway? What calls you to do that? At least observe it. Watch the self clearly and closely, my friend. See what's acting there, what's underneath. It has instruction for you, not the thing, but the seeing what calls you to that. I won't cite it here because it's so very dark, but the commentators there have a way with words that is powerful. You have to give them that. The way they can take truth and twist it, just throw it aside, yet have you going. They've got you enthralled. It's amazing, my friends, but it's a bit like being hypnotized by the python or the cobra before he strikes. He mesmerizes you and gets you into a trance. Let's see. I said the PPO mind responds to that. I don't know what PPO was supposed to be. It's a typo. The mind responds to that. It thinks it can win. Oh, it was supposed to be poor.